Jim, we're about 30 minutes away from that open forum. The community will have their opportunity to give their input on the possible plans to close 3 elementary schools. Buchanan, Monroe, and Washington elementary schools could be on the chopping block. The district is looking for ways to cut costs. I'll be here through that open forum on Local 4 News at 6. Live at Davenport, Trae Harris, Local 4 News.
Local 4's Trae Harris joins us live in the newsroom with who can get some of that money. Trae.
Jim, the funding for this program was approved this past Tuesday at the City Council meeting. Applications for funding will begin to roll out in March of next year. There are some major benefits to this program besides the funding. This program is available to all the residents in the Quad Cities, but the business must be in the City of Moline. KJ Whitley, Community Development Manager for the City of Moline, says she wants people going to this opportunity with their eyes wide open, as another major benefit of this program is the fact that it is also a forgivable loan, just as long as your business stays open for 2 years.
We have unmet needs in our community.
A tough decision could be in store for Galesburg City Council. There's a proposal to increase the city's sales tax. If that's approved, the increase would not go into effect until July 2023.
This tax is going to improve our roads, which we hear need improvement, and it's also going to inject life, hope in our youth.
The increase in sales tax would also generate $950,000 in annual revenue. That revenue would go towards improvements around the city like roads and sidewalks and a community center.
When we lose community centers, and we've lost 2 of them in the last 10 years, that has an effect on the social fabric of our community.
However, the community is not sure about raising the sales tax.
If you look at our income in our city, the median household income, it's lower than a lot of other cities that are paying the same tax rate or a lot less.
Galesburg Mayor Peter Schwartzman says the proposed ordinance would only add 3 cents to a $12 charge or add 25 cents to a $100 charge, and sees the idea of having a community center as a necessity.
Galesburg is an amazing city, and I feel we are just about to step into a new stage of thinking, to where we really look at the challenges we face directly, and we face them together.
Councilman Bradley Hicks believes the timing isn't right and the community should get to decide what they want instead of City Council.
I think we should allow the citizens to vote upon it. That is not required. We are a home rule city, and home rule cities can increase their taxes with just the vote of the council. A lot of families are struggling to make ends meet, and this is just one more thing that we don't need at this economic time.
In Galesburg, Trae Harris, Local 4 News. Tuesday, December 8th, our cameras were at Pleasant Valley for a game against Davenport North. A scrappy win for Pleasant Valley, but the sting of the loss is far less than the sting of allegations of racial slurs directed at Davenport North's coach.
There needs to be people held accountable, and there needs to be more staff from the opposing team there so that they can witness this.
Aticia Coney reacted to this post from Coach Marquez Davis of Davenport North. It's been shared and reposted more than 700 times on social media. In it, the coach says all 3 officials on separate occasions in the game used racially inappropriate words towards him.
It was disgusting, to say the least. Like, if you have those words in your vocabulary, we never had a chance at the beginning of the game. You already had your mind made up about us. And we aren't the N-word. So you saying that, like, that's ridiculous.
The coach's allegations are backed by at least 1 player.
Coach asked who was the ball out on, and then the ref says stop being or something like that. And then like coach asked about a call. He said every time I run down here you're being, telling them to sit the F down and stuff like that.
We've learned Mississippi Athletic Conference officials and the school districts are reviewing the allegations. Daryl Smith, a longtime official in the area, says our goal shouldn't be to use words to hurt and divide, but to build union among us.
Administration, school district could have came out and at least said that they don't condone this type of behavior. And even though they still have to get the facts of what happened, they still can at least go out publicly and say, hey, we're not going to condone this, and we're not going to allow this to happen to our coaches, our administrations, and our student body, our student athletes.
Nobody's making this up. This is happening, and they need to have refs that will hold each other accountable.
In Davenport, Trae Harris, Local 4 News.
So the world needs now is love, sweet love, not for some, but for everyone.
A Thanksgiving tradition that began in 1970 returned in full swing on Thursday. Bob Vogelbaugh, better known as Mr. Thanksgiving, wants to make sure people don't miss out on their turkey dinners.
52 years ago, did I ever think I'd be doing this going into year 52? No, I would have said to somebody, I don't know what you're drinking or smoking, but no. But it's been so wonderful in all the communities. It's not a Moline dinner or Rock Island, Davenport. It's all the communities around here. It's an extended family reaching out to one another.
Vogelbaugh says he began the tradition as a way of offering fellowship. People from the community lined up at South Park Mall to get their fixings of turkey, mashed potatoes, and pumpkin pie. All the food was provided, prepared, and delivered by Hy-Vee and their employees.
What can we do to help? We've been challenged years and years ago by our CEO. When you can do something good, you should do something good.
You know, I'm so thankful that people feel comfortable coming out, because it's not a charity dinner, never has been. So as long as I'm able to stand up, I got maybe 3 marbles left up here, but if I lose those, then it's over. But as long as I'm able to keep doing it and the community is going to support it, they're stuck with this turkey.